global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. A lot is already happening with Akpabio, NDDC. We all know the story, how the former NDDC managing director boasted how she slapped Akpabio. It was not a good one there for Akpabio, I can assure you, because right now a lot of things are already accumulating. Don't forget that the Senate have vowed to investigate the case of 81 billion naira expenditure by the Interim Management Committee between just October 2019 to 2020. They said they are going to investigate it. But right now, there are more issues coming up after the revelation, a lot of revelations where the woman said that Akpabio actually wanted to take advantage of her. And then Akpabio said she has 4 ex-husbands. And then the woman now talked about slapping Akpabio just because he wanted to take advantage of him. Another thing has popped up right away, and this time around, the woman is gaining a lot of supporters as the government of Rivers State have vowed to stand behind her during this critical time, and have also warned that every person who have a plan against her should stay off, because right now they are solidly behind her. And according to Wike's administration, they said they are only trying to do their duty to ensure that they protect their own. And according to Wike, that's via his information commissioner, he says that nothing must happen to the former NDDC boss. That's former NDDC managing director. And guess what? It's getting really, really interesting. I know that though they didn't mention the name of Akpabio, but guess what? The truth of the matter is this is going straight to Akpabio, because the woman has uncovered a lot of things. It all started with her talking about Akpabio trying to force her to take oath, secrecy oath. And then 2 days ago, she also made some very amazing, surprising, weird revelations, like talking about Barbie trying to take advantage of her. And then other issues also are there. But however, let's look at what Wike had to tell Akpabio and every other person who is trying to go against Joy and Nunieh, who is the former NDDC boss. And according to the news, the Rivers State government has issued out a warning to Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godwin Akpabio, that nothing must happen to Dr. Joy Nunieh, former acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. A statement by Paul Sirim, the Commissioner of Information, reads, and I quote, it said, Rivers State government has viewed with concern the recent development at the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, in which the name of our daughter, Dr. Joy Nunieh, the immediate past acting managing director of the commission, has been dragged into. We hereby call on those involved in the ongoing investigation in the NDDC to ensure that Dr. Joy Nunieh does not suffer any harm in the course of their undertaking. We wish to state categorically that the Rivers State government will never support any action that will prevent or jeopardize the laudable intention of His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to positively reposition the NDDC and fulfill the yearnings and aspirations of the people of the Niger Delta. However, we wish to state that while we are not interested in identifying with the present unfolding drama in the NDDC, we will not, however, fail to protect our daughter from actual harm or perceived danger. The state owes it as a duty to protect her citizens from danger, no matter their political affiliations, and we cannot fold our hands and watch anyone harm her or indeed any river citizen. We advise those involved in the present alteration in the NDDC to tread with caution in their actions and utterances. those were the words of Wike via his commissioner of information. But guess what? The only one we've not heard on right now is that of Akpabio. Nobody is talking. Don't forget that he was a two-time governor of Akwa Ibom State and also a one-time senator. And expectation was that at least somebody needs to come out and begin to support Akpabio. But unfortunately, we have not seen anybody coming out to say, if you touch our illustrious son, we will deal with anybody who will touch it. Akpabio is just on his own. So that's why I say, man, what is awaiting him is really tough. But guess what? Most people believe that he needs to respond to certain things that have been made mention of, especially the last accusation, talking about slapping him because he wanted to take advantage and also trying to have business official meetings in hotel rooms and all of that, and that is absolutely character assassinating. And I believe that at this point that he needs to speak out and tell Nigerians his own part of the story. When he was given the opportunity at first time, when the woman talked about the issue of him trying to force him to take an oath of secrecy and trying to force him to do things which were actually not right, Akpabio showed up. He didn't even talk about all those things, and that's where it's really surprising. He didn't talk about any of that. What he was talking about was actually that the woman NYSC is this and that she did not bring her results. But guess what? That's not important. Talking about even her private life, that she had been married to 4 men. And one of those things that those 4 men had to say about the woman was the fact that she had character issue. And the woman even came up and debunked it, that he doesn't even know where he got all those information, because those information were actually lies. So, but right now, the truth is that the Senate had said that no matter what is happening, they must investigate the case. And based on a lot of things the woman has said, she talked about padding and of the budget, where the minister of Niger Delta, that's Akpabio, that he wanted her to include even the refugee commission budget in their own budget. And she wanted her to immediately change some dollars that were in the account of NDDC for him. A lot of things, trades here and there, that if you don't do what I want you to do, that you're going to lose your job. So you just realize that so many things are staring at his face right now. And I guess that he never thought that it would be this big for him. And, and this has gone an extra mile to paint him really black. Don't forget that most people were of the opinion that now that he has cross-carpeted to APC, that he will remain very calm, because before now, according to media houses, that he had issues to settle with EFCC. And now that he has moved to PDP, APC, people were of the opinion that he will calm down and will still remain Sen.Akpabio. But unfortunately, with some of the revelations that we have heard thus far, I think that name is about to be deleted from him, because what a lot of things that have been said points to the fact that there had been 1 or 2 embezzlement. Don't also forget that one of the strategic power guys, that's Johnson Kolawole, came up and opened up a lot of cankerworms in NDDC, and even went as far as mentioning some of the account, some of those who are politicians, some of those who are working in NDDC, who had diverted some of the funds meant for scholarship for the students who are studying abroad, who are from Niger Delta, that some of them, they have diverted their own scholarship money and they are wasting over there. And that those monies are already in the pockets of a lot of the NDDC guys. Even went further to tell Nigerians so many things. If you go down our trade, you are going to see all of this. You're going to see a lot of this, in our feed, where we had spoken exhaustively about it. And you even hear the man talk with his mouth. I'm talking about Johnson Kolawole, or Kolawole Johnson. He even made mention of a lot of things with his mouth. So right now, I think that Akpabio is about to face something that he least expected he will face in 2020. 2020 has been quite an interesting year, I can assure you. But however, let's just look at what Nigerians have to say. Nigerians, we just love talking, so that we can cool down, the temperature of corruption in the country. And someone says here, been waiting for my man Wike to make his position known. With this development, Akpabio is a gunner, cause for everything he feels he's got, Wike has got more. The first sincere step towards unearthing all the financial slice in is that Akpabio ought to step aside in order to unhinder investigation to take place. Another person here says, how in heaven's name will Buhari appoint Akpabio to any office in the land, seeing the devastated treasury he left in his state as governor? This was one of the governors who allocated millions for themselves as pension after leaving office as governor. And what's the difference between Akpabio and Wike anyway? Well, time will tell. And this one here says, Hayes, cloth chasing. Can Wike protect himself? Does he control his security? How many Rivers State citizens been kidnapped and killed daily? Has he protected them? Dr. Joyce does not need his help. Okay, we are still waiting to see. But the truth of the matter is he owes him that responsibility of protecting their lives. And the last one here that we are going to take here talks about what Akpabio said. He said, this has got to be the most misplaced comment in history. I don't know why Wike enjoy flexing muscles so much. He likes making himself a god of rivers. He should know that the very day his tenure expires, 99% of the people frolicking with him will decamp and move on to the next governor. That's absolutely true. In Nigeria, you don't have to over-rejoice about a lot of things. Now, this one is very interesting. This person said, Joy Nunieh have a lot of main backups. Maybe she is always hot or is so exciting such that it attracts many famous politicians to ride her, including her 4 ex-husbands. Tomorrow's headline will be Joy Nunieh 4 ex-husbands vow to deal with NDDC over intimidation of their ex-wives. This is really, really interesting. All right, let's just leave it there. So much to talk about, but time will not permit us. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What do you think about what Wike had to say to former governor of Akwa Ibom, now the incumbent minister of Niger?